What's going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review for September 12th, 2016. Here, I'm going to be giving you guys a recap, giving you my thoughts on every segment and match that happened during this week's Raw, and then at the end, I'll give you my pros and cons and final score. And all the matches, I rate them out of a 5. How it goes is 1 is bad, 2 is okay, 3 is good, 4 is great, and 5 is awesome. Let's get right to it. So this week's Raw opened up pretty weak. We had Mick Foley, Charlotte, and Dana Brooks comes out. Long story short, Sasha Banks and Bayley comes out, and they're all fighting like, I deserve a shot at the championship belt. It's my turn. So Mick Foley ends up making this match right now to happen. He's like, alright, number 1 contender, triple threat, Dana Brooks versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. And I believe Dana Brooks ends up, when they're talking on the mic in the beginning, she ends up getting back at Charlotte or something. Like, she says something to Charlotte, and Charlotte's like, oh no, she didn't. Like, oh my god, she talks. She actually talks. And Dana Brooks, during the match, I thought the match was really good, the triple threat. Bayley lost and Dana Brooks lost, but at a point, Dana Brooks almost looked like she was going to win. Sasha Banks is the number 1 contender to fight Charlotte at Clash of Champions next week, which is going to be really exciting. Because it'll be a SummerSlam rematch, basically, and their match was really good during SummerSlam. But I was kind of like, Dana Brooks was good during this match. This was the first match I've ever seen Dana Brooks actually be like good in I've never actually seen her be good in any matches, and she was really good this match. Bayley was kind of weak, but I think she should have won. I really think she should have won and became the number 1 contender, because it's like, well, Sasha Banks lost, and now she's going to go a rematch again. I think Charlotte's going to end up retaining the title. I think Charlotte's, I have no idea. I'll make predictions later for Clash of Champions, of course, when we get near it. But I like Sasha Banks. I'm a fan of her. Legit boss, always. But the thing is that I'm like, really? She won? Like, why couldn't you let Bayley win? Why couldn't you let Dana Brooks win? Like, let them have a chance at something. And, I was just kind of disappointed with the results at the end. But Sasha was good in the match. A lot of not back problems, but you could see her back at a point where she's landing and everything, and you're kind of like, oh, I hope her back's okay, maybe bruised or something. Dana Brooks again did awesome. Bayley was kind of off a little bit, but she still was pretty fine during the match, of course. So for this, 3 out of 5. So after that match, we see Charlotte and Dana Brooks in the back, and Dana Brooks is trying to apologize and everything. Doesn't end up working out, and she's still like having the luggage of Charlotte, and almost like a personal slave in a way, where Dana Brooks is Charlotte's slave and like carrying the luggage and all that stuff. So that's a little segment there, and then after that segment, we see the Shining Stars still trying to sell tickets and all that for people to go to Puerto Rico, and R-Truth, of course, they only use R-Truth during these times just to do little segments and little skits. So he's looking at everything and he's like, oh, Puerto Rico, but Enzo and Big Cass end up showing up, and they kind of like throw the Puerto Rico stuff out of the way. So it was kind of a little small segment. Wasn't the best. Then after that, we see Kevin Owens getting interviewed. It's like a lot of segments going on. It's like segment, interview, and then another segment, because then we see Chris Jericho talking about he's going to be interviewing Sami Zayn, which of course Sami Zayn is a longtime friend and then now rival to Kevin Owens. So after that, we have Bo Dallas versus Brandon Scott, and it's pretty horrible. It literally, because it's a jobber. It's the Brandon Scott. He's like a local wrestler. Like every week, Bo Dallas is basically Nia Jax and Braun Strowman, except Bo Dallas is very skinny. All he does is go up to the ring and he beats the person up. It's so predictable, and it was a really bad match. It maybe lasted less than 2 minutes, 3 minutes at most, and it was just a quick match. Why are they doing this every single week? I don't know what it's leading up to. You have people like R-Truth. You have Gold Dust. Why don't you have Bo Dallas fighting people like that instead of just fighting jobbers? every single week. So for that match, man, a 1 out of 5. And as always, with the horrible matches that happen on SmackDown and Raw and so forth, I think we need a good delete. 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 So after that horrendous match, Raw is Jericho. Chris Jericho comes out, man. He does the highlight reel. Sami Zayn comes out. Which the thing is, Chris Jericho insults Sami Zayn before he comes out. And Sami Zayn all walks out like, oh, yeah. Every time I see Sami Zayn, I think he has like a regular, like an American voice. But every time I see Sami Zayn, he looks like he's from Ireland, doesn't he? He looks like he's, the way his hat is and the way he does, like, on top of the morning. Like, he just looks like he's an Irishman. I don't know why. Does anyone get that same vibe, too? I always thought he was Irish, and then I heard his voice. He talks regularly like this. Like, anyway. Long story short, Chris Jericho creates a feud with Sami Zayn. Kind of talks about Kevin Owens a lot, and he's like, I didn't come out here to talk about Kevin Owens and all this. So the whole point of the 7-8 minutes of my life wasted watching that little segment there, it's for Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn at Clash of Champions, which I'm really excited about because I believe Jericho throws his microphone at Sami Zayn and everything and kind of started this little thing there. So that's really exciting. I'm actually excited for the match, man. Chris Jericho needs a good feud. Sami Zayn, let's see what happens. So after that, we had Sheamus versus Cesaro for like the 5th time in a row. I like Cesaro and I like Sheamus, and they're just being wasted. Do something with Cesaro. Do something with Sheamus. People are tired of this already. Cesaro wins. It's his 2nd time winning. The other time he won, it wasn't live on television. So it's like what? It's 4-2, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 4-2. 4-2 if I'm not mistaken. So I think there's one more match that's going to happen if I'm not mistaken again. I think it's 1 or 2 more matches. Either way, they need to, I think it's 3-2 actually. They need to stop this already. I'm getting bored. Cesaro won by cheating. And a lot of, like on SmackDown and Raw, I think this past 2-3 weeks, there's been a lot of cheating going on. And in pay-per-views too, there's been just a lot of cheating. I'm tired of, can we go like a month without people cheating in a match? Can we really just stop? Because it's getting really repetitive every now and then when we just see somebody cheat or the match stops because disqualification. I'm tired of seeing the same old stuff. Either way, Cesaro had some good moves, but he ended up cheating at the end, and I was just bored throughout. The audience didn't care either. You could kind of tell, like, it's like, we've seen it. We've seen this before. We literally see this every single week. Please, stop. Cesaro won, but he cheated, so it didn't feel... I'm happy that the match ended. I'm like, okay, good, the match ended. Move on. But, still. 2 out of 5. Next after that, we have a small little segment of Mick Foley talking to Seth Rollins. I really wasn't paying attention during this segment, or if I was, it's forgettable, because I was probably eating my food and I was watching it, but my mind wasn't like... I was physically here, but mentally I was just like... Can we get onto a match? Can we stop with these little segments? Can we stop with this little acting and script? Can we get back to the main show? Now, this match didn't last long. I don't even know if it officially started, but it was 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 of my favorite things out of the night. Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. This was a great match. Even though I don't even think it officially started. I never heard a bell go ding. So Nia Jax comes out. She does this interview like, I'm gonna beat her. Look at me. I'm talking like I'm reading a script. I'm being very obvious. And you know what they say? I'm gonna beat them up. And then she comes out like, I'm not like most girls. And then Alicia Fox is like, come on, like, I said no. Anyway, they fight. Nia Jax like freaking grabbing Alicia Fox by the hair. Just going berserk, throwing her again like 5 times against the side barriers. I was like, oh my god, this is a match like that. That's even though Alicia Fox got a few hits in. Don't get me wrong, like Alicia Fox, and that's not the thing. Is she got a few hits in, and then but what Nia Jax does and how she speared her through the barricade, not into the audience, but the audience with like the little kids were like, like literally just the match itself. I thought it was just awesome. And I was kind of hoping Alicia Fox would get back up and continue the fight. Again, I don't even think there was no bell that rang to even end. I don't even think the match started. But they were both in the ring at the time, but it just never started. So that's kind of weird. Anyway, for the match, I enjoyed it. Nia Jax was a beast. I'm still tired of Nia Jax winning all the time. It's like every week, it's like Nia Jax is going to win. Last week, I thought the other girl, Ann Esposito, I thought she kind of had a chance. I was wrong. I thought Alicia Fox had a chance. I was wrong again. I feel like they're going to build up something for Clash of Champions, like Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox or something. Maybe that would be interesting for like a quick kickoff event or something, like a kickoff match. That could work for this. A 4 out of 5. Now that Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox match was one of my favorite things out of the night. I said 1 out of 2. The second match that I loved during tonight was during the Raw was this. The New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. And usually I would be like, oh, this is boring, this is that. But I love the match. I honestly enjoyed the match. Gallows and Anderson won. I don't really like Gallows and Anderson, but this match, this is where I actually saw them fight hard. Like, they really went for it, dude. And I honestly bought it a lot of Gallows and Anderson, because they're not the doctors anymore. They're not playing any parts. They're finally actually just fighting, and I really enjoyed their style. I really enjoyed how they presented themselves. I was really, really, really happy with the match. New Day, even Xavier Woods. They need to have Xavier Woods fight more, man, because he is a really fun wrestler to watch. I believe it was Big E. I think Big E was on the side. It was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson ended up winning, and I was actually happy because I was like, you know what? When I saw the match, I liked the New Day. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. I honestly want Gallows and Anderson to win the Tag Team Championship belts. I want them to become the new champions, just for at least until 2017, and then by like WrestleMania or something they could lose. Like, let them have it for a few months, and let them have something, man. I think Gallows and Anderson definitely deserve it. This match was really fun, very entertaining, one of the best things out of the night for me. A 4 out of 5. Next up, the match everyone has been waiting for. Jinder Mahal. Peace. I have found peace in myself. I walked the temples of yada yada, and I had a lot of anger. Is WWE trying to make you interesting? Because you're not. I don't care. Jinder Mahal. He walks out. I don't understand, man. Versus Jack Swagger. All-American, the All-American, whatever they call him. We, the people. Good. I mean, I like Jack Swagger. I think he's very underrated. But good thing he went to SmackDown. Even though he totally botched everything he was saying. Like, no one cared at all. Kind of sucks about that. But Jack Swagger lost. Did he? Yeah, he did. Jack Swagger lost, and Jinder Mahal won. I honestly don't know. This match was pretty bad. I was like, what just happened? And Jinder Mahal won, and I'm like, are they trying to make him interesting? Are they trying to give him a storyline, actually? Because it's not working. The way he acts it out, Nia Jax had better acting than that. I found peace in my... Like, everyone, when he's talking, everyone just went to the restroom. They're everything started to empty up and everything. I'm like, what's going on, man? Why is no one wanting... Like, Jinder Mahal and Jack Swagger, and I love Jack Swagger, but they're those type of guys that are pre-show, not on live camera. They're more pre-show wrestling than on-air live television. Just saying. For this, I thought there were okay moments. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was just an okay match. It wasn't the worst match out of the night, so 2 out of 5. But I still would say, delete. After that, we had Enzo and Big Cass versus the Shining Stars, but it was Enzo versus one half of the Shining. I don't know who he was fighting. I don't know their names, but he's part of the Shining Stars. This match was, it was good. It wasn't great. Wasn't too bad. I honestly thought, what I thought was weak about it was the opening. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. That wasn't weak, but his whole joke What do we got here? Couple of haters. Couple of haters. Not that either, not that. What I didn't like, what I did not like was just the jokes he did in the beginning. I'm gonna pee on the ground because it's gonna be a plant. Like, just no one really laughed. I mean, people laughed, but they've had better jokes. Literally, Big Cass. Usually he's like, "What are you saying, Enzo? What are you saying?" But literally, Big Cass went to SAWFT. So anyway, so I thought the opening was just the jokes weren't that great, but because usually I'm like, ooh, Enzo and Big Cass coming out. What's the joke of the week gonna be? What are the memes gonna be? You can't teach that. Enzo and his big eyes. Yeah, the match was good. Shining Stars ended up winning because they cheated again. Everybody cheats nowadays. It's not that fun anymore. Stop cheating. Anyway, I'm giving this match a 3 out of 5. I thought Enzo had a lot of energy during the match, but sadly the Shining Stars took him to Puerto Rico. Nah. And on to our main event of the night, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Not a horrible main event. Wasn't great, but I'd say it was good. It was good. It was long. It was pretty long. Let me be honest. The main event went on a little too long. Usually with WWE nowadays, when we get towards the end, especially after a 3-hour event, the main event is not as fun as they used to be. Kevin Owens put on a damn good show. Roman Reigns did some good things as well. Seth Rollins was not supposed to interrupt, but he ended up interrupting, and then Mick Foley comes out. Mick Foley did an awesome job. I told you not to do it. But anyway, that was pretty cool, and then Mick Foley was like, restart the match. Restart it. That's not how we ended. And I was like, oh, no, please. Just, please. It's a long match already, and then you're going to make it double longer. But it didn't last that long after that. At the end of the day, Kevin Owens won. Roman Reigns lost. And did a few cannonballs. Roman Reigns kicked out of a few good hits, man. He really did. You would think Roman Reigns would have been done and gone for. But Kevin Owens did a really, really, really awesome job as well. Roman Reigns did some cool things as well. I'm assuming Rollins is going to get in deep, deep trouble on this upcoming Monday Night Raw. But at the end, I thought it was just really good. 3 out of 5. Owens did some cool shots. Roman did some cool shots. Kind of long. Some energy. There were some moments where, like, this is awesome. Like, there were a few moments out of the match that actually got my attention the most and woke me up. And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then it kind of died down after that. And then it rose up again. And then I kind of went down. It's one of those matches. It's like, it's boring. Okay, I'm intrigued. Oh, awesome. Flatlined. Yeah. So it's time to talk about the pros for this week's Monday Night Raw. Honestly, again, the New Day, Gallows and Anderson, that match was awesome. Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox had a lot. It was, even though it wasn't long, and Alicia Fox basically got her ass kicked. Just how it was done, and I was literally like, oh my god, like I was surprised, and I was honestly just intrigued by the match. I thought Nia Jax did an awesome job. That was really fun as well. Even though Bayley lost, I still am happy that they kind of started off the show with Sasha Banks and Charlotte, and I thought it was weak, the opening, but the match itself, how good it was, and I'm glad that Bayley at least had a shot, had a chance at it. Obviously, Bayley will become the champion one day, maybe not this year, maybe by the end of the year, I don't know, we still have a few months left, but just Bayley this week was really good. Also, I'm very intrigued with Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. That stupid idiot is gonna get it. As always, every single week, the cons are very easy to spot for Monday Night Raw. Bo Dallas. I don't hate Bo Dallas, but your matches... Bo Dallas, Nia Jax, and Braun Strowman are the same. They walk out, they defeat their competitors, they go back. What's the point of going place to place to place if the same results are going to happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over? Stop. Now, Braun Strowman didn't come out, thank God. Braun Strowman comes out. because if Braun Strowman would have came out, he would have won. So I'm glad that he didn't come out. Most of this Raw was slow and boring. Also, Jinder Mahal, Jack Swagger, no one really cared for that match. No one really asked for it. Enzo doing his his joke in the beginning again. I didn't laugh at it. Honestly, every week I look forward to Enzo's jokes, and this week just failed. I'm going to give the September 12th, 2016 edition of Monday Night Raw a 2.7 out of a 5. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you could smack that like button. You could also comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about this week's Raw. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What was your favorite matches? What didn't you like about it? Are you excited for Sami Zayn versus Jericho at Clash of Champions? Raw is Jericho. Jericho is the WWE himself. He shall win. He's one of the best. I'm a big fan of Jericho. I'm a big fan of Sami Zayn. It's two of my favorite people going up against each other. I have no idea what's going to go down. I honestly don't know. Share this review with your friends. You could hit the subscribe button for more awesome WWE reviews. I review SmackDown. Soon I'm going to be reviewing NXT, and I will be doing a predictions video and review for Clash of Champions that Sunday when it comes out. So make sure, be ready, stay tuned on the channel. I do more than the WWE. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews as well. I will be getting the WWE 2K17 NXT edition, and I will be live streaming the game for weeks to come. Thanks so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.